The witch who's always tried to harm you is trembling because her name has just been exposed. But hurry. SHLL erase the message in 2 minutes. Archangel Michael says you are not imagining the pressure in the air, the sudden stillness, the way your heart knows something is about to break open. He says a secret is surfacing like ink in water, rising quickly, and you have less time than you think to hear it fully. Stay with me now, breathe slowly, and listen, because the next moments will change how you see everything. There is a clock no one else can hear, ticking under your pulse and inside the walls. It began when the first whisper against you was spoken in a room you were never meant to enter. Now those whispers are unraveling like a seam pulled by light. She has crafted small shadows and fed them rumors, waiting for your steps to tangle. When your plans went cold for no reason, her fingerprints were on the glass. When you felt watched while doing nothing wrong, her eyes were the winter behind you. Tonight the veil thins, and what was hidden can no longer hold itself together. She is trembling because truth is a blade that never cuts the innocent. Her hand, so steady when spreading doubt, shakes when faced by your awakening. You have asked yourself why certain doors never opened, why certain faces turned away. You've wondered why fatigue fell over you like a net even after sleeping. Every answer is dissolving into a single clarity. Someone worked against your light. Archangel Michael says to sit upright and put one hand over your chest. Feel the steady beat that refuses to be owned by anyone's malice. This beat is your authority. It answers to no curse and no jealous heart. I will not feed fear, but I will feed recognition. A pattern has repeated, kindness followed by sabotage, joy followed by a sudden sting. She timed her steps with your successes and walked faster whenever you dared to dream. When you smiled, she smiled wider, but with teeth. When you celebrated, she clapped, but counted your gifts like coins to be stolen. When you confided, she folded your words into a pocket of poison. Names hold power, and that is why she has kept hers out of your mouth. She hid behind favors, behind sympathy, behind stories that made you feel guilty for noticing. But the sky itself is tired of the lie, and the wind does not keep secrets. Listen closely to the air around you now. There is a faint hum, like cords being cut where they were never meant to bind. The hum gets louder when you decide to be done with what is not yours to carry. She is trembling because the light is asking her a question she cannot answer. Why did you put your hand on what was never yours? The light asks. And tremors answer in the language of cowards. In the place where your doubt once lived, a vision is forming. It looks like a mirror, but it shows names as they really are, not as they pretend to be. You see the curve of a letter, then another, then a syllable you know too well. Archangel Michael says the name has already touched your knowing. It surfaced first as a letter that wouldn't leave your tongue, then as a sound that followed you into sleep. Now it writes itself across your inner sky with a clarity that denies confusion. The name is not a surprise. If anything, it is relief with sharp edges. You felt it when a certain message came late, when a promise came broken, when laughter sounded staged. You felt it when your spirit flinched around one person and you told yourself not to be dramatic. I will not broadcast a private truth that belongs to your safety and dignity, but you will feel the exact syllables vibrate against your ribs right now. This is the exposure, not a spectacle for others, but a certainty for you. As the letters arrange themselves in your awareness, notice what happens to your body. A weight lifts, because lies weigh more than iron when carried too long. A heat rises, not of anger but of rightful boundaries returning to their posts. She is trembling because your memory is aligning with the facts. Your kindness is learning to say no without apology. Your grace is learning to be fierce without cruelty. Archangel Michael says to declare this quietly where you sit. I revoke permission for anyone to feed on my light. Repeat it once, then again, letting your breath anchor each word. A gate closes when you say it, and the sound of it frightens what cannot stand in daylight. The room changes temperature when you claim yourself. The shadows feel it, and the ones that were hired to stalk you are dismissed. Even the old disappointments rise and walk out like workers released from a cruel shift. You have 2 minutes of mercy for clarity to settle. Use them. Scan the last year and notice whose presence grows smaller when you grow brighter. Notice who complains about your boundaries, who calls you cold for not being consumed. Do not confuse history with loyalty. Do not confuse proximity with trust. Do not confuse pity with love. Her tools are basic, half-truths, delays, and rehearsed innocence. She has one advantage left, the habit you have of doubting yourself. Break that habit tonight like brittle glass and watch how fast her power evaporates. If you feel a prickle at the back of your neck, breathe and let it pass. It is only the ghost of old tricks realizing it no longer lives here. You are not haunted, you were hunted, and the hunt ends now. Archangel Michael says to prepare a small act of sovereignty. Write your full name on a plain sheet of paper, with a steady hand. Beneath it, write, I am sealed in truth, and only good finds me. Fold the paper once with care. Place it somewhere you will see it when the sun rises. This is not superstition, it is your consent written into the fabric of your morning. Now imagine every thread she threw toward you returning to her uncharged, like wires unplugged. No vengeance, no curse, only the end of access. You are not sending harm, you are refusing trespass. You may feel a sudden calm like cleared weather. You may feel a brief wave of tiredness as your nervous system resets to peace. Both are signs of exit, the exit of what never belonged. In these final moments of exposure, remember your gifts. You are not beautiful because others say so. You are beautiful because your spirit has survived storms without growing mean. You are not strong because you never break. You are strong because you mend and stay kind. She is trembling because she cannot stand near someone who finally believes themselves. She cannot drink from a river that has learned to guard its source. She cannot sell a story to a heart that has learned facts. If you must speak with her again, speak like the ocean, clear, vast, unbothered by small nets. Say less and mean it more. Let silence do half the work, and truth the rest. Archangel Michael says the name is now fixed where you can no longer pretend not to see it. It will not dominate you. It will direct you. It will not make you bitter. It will make you precise. You are allowed to take practical steps without guilt. You are allowed to say, no, that doesn't work for me, and leave it at that. You are allowed to protect your time the way gates protect a city. If you once shared secrets, lock the drawer. If you once lent energy, collect what is yours by stepping away. If you once excused harm, stop writing excuses and write boundaries instead. Tonight you learned that exposure is not always loud. Sometimes it is a quiet bell only you can hear, ringing you awake. Sometimes it is the choice to walk out of a room without explaining why. As the last seconds pass, gratitude rises, not for what she did, but for what you discovered. You discovered that your intuition is not rude, it is accurate. You discovered that your light does not need permission to shine. You will sleep differently after this, as if someone returned your name to you. Dreams will feel like clean rain. Morning will look like a promise dressed in ordinary clothes. If you ever feel doubt trying to reopen the door, remember what the truth felt like tonight. It felt like warmth where there was cold, clarity where there was fog, strength where there was shaking. Return to that feeling and let it anchor you again. Archangel Michael says, "Walk forward, I walk with you." He sets a calm sword in the earth beside your path and says, "No shadow crosses here." He turns and you notice the horizon brightening, even though the clock says night. The message will fade from the surface, as messages do, but it will not fade from your bones. The name you recognized will stop borrowing your time. The future will feel new because it is. Keep going with gentleness for yourself and firmness for your boundaries. Keep company with people whose eyes soften when you succeed. Keep faith with the part of you that is older than fear. And if her path intersects yours again, you will not tremble. If her words come dressed as kindness, you will read the seams. If her silence tries to haunt you, you will remember its failure. This is the end of the erasing and the beginning of the rewriting. Your story is not a crime scene, it is a garden that survived sabotage and still blooms. Your spirit is not a warning label, it is a lighthouse that keeps shining without apology. Archangel Michael says, "It is done." Let the night exhale. Let your heart feel how safe it is to be fully awake. A final word of wisdom for your journey: do not seek to punish, seek to be free. Do not chase her shadow, walk into your morning. Do not dwell on the name, dwell on the truth it gave back to you. When the sun rises, drink water slowly and step outside if you can. Touch something living, a leaf, a branch, the soft air itself. Say quietly, "I choose peace," and mean it. She will keep trembling wherever truth finds her. She will rewrite her stories where you cannot be blamed anymore. She will learn, or she will leave your orbit, and either way, your life will breathe. You have just witnessed exposure work its quiet miracle. Hold it with respect, and let your days unfold without the old choke. Let your light be ordinary and extraordinary at the same time. If others ask what changed, tell them your home learned your real name again. Tell them your time now belongs to your purpose, not to someone else's hunger. Tell them you are busy living, and mean every word. Archangel Michael says, "Go." And you do, without looking back. The clock that once rushed you now keeps gentle time with your steps. Walk, beloved soul, and keep your flame steady. You owe no performance to the past. You owe your presence to the future that is arriving clean. When you rest tonight, let your breath count your victories. Let your dreams be spacious and your body unguarded. Let your spirit be held by the same hand that revealed the name. What was hidden is now known. What tried to cling has let go. What you are becoming has already begun. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says the night is not your enemy when you know how to listen to it. The dark only amplifies what you carry, and tonight you carry the sound of endings. Endings can be kind when they escort you back to yourself. There is a door in your mind that used to swing open at every knock. It now learns to stay closed until a familiar warmth calls it by its true name. This is how safety starts, quiet and unnegotiable. You will notice how your breath changes when you stop explaining yourself. Explanations were the currency she demanded to keep you small. You will now pay only in truth, which asks for no receipt. Gather the objects that never felt like gifts in your home. They looked harmless but made the room feel crowded in a strange way. Place them aside for release, and let the air clear like a lake after rain. Your calendar will learn to hold only what is alive. Old obligations will fall away like dry leaves after a good wind. You are not losing anything sacred by letting go. She survived on your hesitation, sipping from it like a cup. Hesitation will not live here anymore, because your yes is honest and your no is clean. Clean words leave no crumbs for scavengers. Archangel Michael says to tend your morning as if it were a ceremony. Open a window, drink water, and greet the day without her ghost at the table. Your first hour belongs to your future, not to any past ambush. There is a room in your life that always smelled like withheld applause. It will soon smell like fresh paper and possibility. You will know it is ready when silence starts feeling generous. Practice this small sentence in your mouth until it fits comfortably. I decline with care. A boundary spoken softly can carry the weight of mountains. Memories will come with new colors, and you will see where threads were pulled. This is not for blame, it is for accuracy. Accuracy makes healing faster because it stops wandering. If you write now with the lamp a little brighter than usual. Let your hand move without apology, and let your lines travel beyond old fences. Words that were caged will run like foals in an open field. You once called yourself too sensitive, but sensitivity is a radar built by love. It warned you even when you covered your ears out of politeness. You will not apologize for correct signals anymore. Archangel Michael says to rinse your thresholds with simple water. The ritual is nothing complicated, just intention and steadiness. You are training your space to remember who pays the rent of energy. Notice the one who always arrives with a storm in their pockets. They try to leave lightning on your table as if it were a gift. You will hand it back with calm hands and an unshakable face. Courage is not loud in you. It is perfectly measured. It fits your spine without a rattle and walks like it has always lived here. The ground hears it and cooperates. She will attempt one last choreography of innocence. Her sentences will arrive dressed like apology but stitched with manipulation. Your body will read the seams and step aside. You will not retaliate because retaliation keeps you in the same hallway. Instead you will unlock a window and let your future climb through. Fresh air is better strategy than stale anger. If you must speak, keep to the facts that do not move when pushed. Facts are the stones in the path that hold when floods arrive. Stand on them and your voice will know what to do. Archangel Michael says to mind your sleep like a garden. Keep a small notebook by your bed and let your dreams spill the remaining shards. Morning will show you patterns that are ready to be swept away. There will be a day soon when you laugh in the middle of making tea. The laugh will surprise you with its roundness and honesty. It will sound like a house finding its key. Trust will grow back like a well-tended vine. It will learn the difference between shade and shadow. Shade protects, while shadow hides a plan. You are not obligated to attend every old story that calls your name. Stories can learn to live without an audience. Your silence will teach them. An ally will notice your steadier gaze and ask nothing from you. They will offer simple companionship and leave you lighter than they found you. This is the kind of presence your life is making room for. She is trembling because the map she drew no longer matches your terrain. Your terrain changed when you chose truth over theatrics. Maps that lie tear at the edges in your weather. Archangel Michael says the sword is a symbol, not a threat. It represents the clean cut that separates you from what takes without giving. Carry it in your posture rather than your hands. When you walk into familiar rooms, walk differently. Do not shrink to fit furniture arranged by doubt. Rearrange the chairs and let light find the corners. Your work will notice that you stopped carrying extra weight. Projects will move as if wheels were finally oiled. You will produce without the old friction humming in your bones. If a memory stings, meet it with breath instead of resistance. Breath will wrap it in warmth until its edges soften. Then place it on a shelf where it can no longer run your decisions. You will master the art of the graceful exit. No slamming doors, no muttered curses, no debris trailing behind. Just a clear pivot and a step into air that loves you. Archangel Michael says to keep one promise every day to yourself. Small promises build a fortress quicker than grand speeches. The fortress protects your softness so it can keep doing its quiet miracles. There is a letter you never sent because dignity should not have to beg. You still do not need to send it, but you will write it for closure. Then you will fold it and file it under lessons that no longer demand tuition. You may find stray thoughts trying to argue for the old arrangements. Thank them for their attempt to keep you safe and let them rest. They were built for different weather. The tenderness you give yourself will not make you vulnerable to predators. It will make predators bored because they cannot find a handle to grab. Self-respect is the smooth surface they cannot scale. Your kitchen will become a sanctuary of simple nourishment. Every cup will be poured without anxiety watching from the doorframe. Even spices will feel braver on your tongue. Archangel Michael says your timeline widens when you forgive yourself for not knowing sooner. Knowledge arrives on its own schedule and you showed up when it did. That is the only timing that matters. Let the walls hear laughter, music, or silence that is soft as a shawl. Let your mirror hear praise spoken without performance. Let your bed hear gratitude for rest reclaimed. Conversations that used to drain you will either evolve or end. You will not rescue what refuses to breathe. You will not drown to prove you were loyal. She will feel the absence of your attention like a well that closed. Her strategies will circle without landing and then wander elsewhere. You will not watch her go because you will be busy living. Archangel Michael says your name shines brighter when spoken by mouths that mean it. You will hear your name differently from now on, rounder and kinder. It will sound like a promise kept. Write a list of what your life is available for. Keep it near and let it edit your week. Availability is a vote, and you will vote for peace. The path that opens will not demand spectacle. It will ask for steady steps and honest appetite. You will bring both and be welcomed. If tears come, they will be the cleansing kind, not the defeated kind. They will roll like rain that finally finds the river. You will feel taller after they pass. Archangel Michael says to mark the date quietly in your heart. Tonight is the night you stop negotiating with harm. That sentence alone rearranges galaxies. You will not need a grand exit line or a polished speech. You will need a well-rested morning and shoes that fit. You will need a schedule that respects your soul. Consider a simple walk where trees have time for you. Let one leaf teach you how to release without drama. Let one breeze teach you how to move without noise. Your future will not be late because of what tried to delay you. It knows how to catch up with grace. It knows how to arrive without apology. You are not a cautionary tale but a living instruction for gentle strength. People will feel calmer around you because calm now radiates from your center. They will witness what love looks like when it is loyal to itself. Archangel Michael says the gate is closed. Behind you and the horizon is open ahead. Walk until your feet memorize freedom. Walk until old footprints fade into the earth. Home will feel like a new language you somehow always knew. You will speak it in the way you make tea, the way you answer messages, the way you rest. Every sentence will end in dignity. There will be pauses in your days that feel like prayer without words. You will stand in them as if listening to a long-lost friend. The friend is you, returned and unafraid. You will notice how opportunities sound when they knock without urgency. They will arrive with timing that respects your breathing. Only those are allowed in. Archangel Michael says you did not win a war, you ended a consent. Ending consent is quieter than victory and far more permanent. It rewrites old contracts into ash. Let your wardrobe hold only what you feel strong and kind wearing. Strength without kindness feels like armor, and you do not need armor anymore. Kindness without strength leaks, and you do not leak anymore. Your social circle will shift to fit your new posture. Circles that thrived on drama will roll away. Circles that thrive on truth will roll toward you. She is a chapter that taught you the shape of your yes. The lesson was costly but complete. You owe no revisiting fee. Archangel Michael says to bless the distance between you and what once harmed. Distance is not hatred, it is health. Health has a sound, and your life is starting to hum with it. Create a small corner that belongs to your creativity alone. Guard it the way a lighthouse guards its flame. Enter it for 15 minutes a day until it becomes a world. You will celebrate simple errands because they are done without dread lurking. You will return home without scanning for invisible fires. Your keys will jingle like tiny affirmations. The name that once felt heavy now loses weight in your mouth. You will say it only when necessary and never as a talisman. It is just a label stuck to a box you do not open. Archangel Michael says finish today with the softness you were denied. Eat slowly, speak kindly to yourself, and let the lights dim without fear. Night will fold over you like a safe blanket. Your story continues with clean margins and bold paragraphs. It will feature growth that does not scream for witnesses. It will feature love that keeps its promises. When the wind visits your window, greet it like an old ally. It was always telling you to move and now you have moved. It sounds proud when it speaks your Silence. You are ready for new rooms where your name is spoken with respect. You are ready for projects that match your stamina. You are ready for joy that does not borrow from tomorrow. Archangel Michael says keep walking the uncomplicated road. It is not boring. It is blessed by steadiness. Steadiness builds miracles brick by brick. Rest now with the knowledge that nothing is missing. What is yours is on its way at human speed. Human speed is enough because you are finally traveling light. Let the last light switch click like a benediction without words. Let the floor hold you as if it recognizes your stride. Let your heart hold you as if it recognizes your home. You will dream of places where doors open at your touch. You will wake knowing those places are not imaginary. They are rooms you are already building in your days. Archangel Michael says, it is done again and again as you choose it daily. Truth is a habit now, not a crisis. Peace is a practice now, not a rare weather. This continuation walks beside the part you already received and strengthens it. Your life is wide enough to carry both the lesson and the lightness. Go gently and go fully, because your path is yours at last.